Right, we're going to move on. The last couple of chapters, actually, most people have been okay with. Didn't get many questions, so we're going to now, instead of reading averages from lists, like if you look at that list there, to list out all that would be, and look at averages, would be ridiculous. Okay, so what they do then, if there's a lot of data, they generally put it into a table called a frequency table. Okay, so reading this frequency table, it's vital that you can understand it. So they're saying the number of children per family, so it's 1 child, 2 child, 3 child, and this is the number of families. So 4 families had 1 child, 9 families had 2, 10 families had 3, 13 had 4, 8 families, and so on. So they list them in a table. Makes it a lot easier to read. You don't have to go looking. You can clearly see there that the most common one is the 4. And then we're going to read averages from these tables. So in the book it goes mode and mean. And again, I haven't seen a new junior search yet, but from the learning objectives, I don't think you have to find the median, but I'm going to go through that anyway. I'm not sure if there's any questions on it. So I'll explain it through the examples, but I want you to know, obviously mode is the most common. Sometimes they will use modal instead of mode. Okay, you can see that word modal, it means the same thing. So in this, which is the modal age? It's the one that appears the most. It's 5. 5 appears the most. It appears 10 times. Okay, but we'll go through that in examples. For the mean, instead of adding them all up, which we are going to do anyway, but it's just a little bit of a shortcut, the sum of the variables times the corresponding frequency times the sum of the frequencies. So take down this for finding the mean from a frequency table. This symbol just means sigma. It just means the sum of. Again, that seems a lot more complicated than when we actually do it in the examples. So there's one example in the book that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do another example of my own. Alright, so the first one was a traffic stop. So it wanted to find out the number of people in each car. So it counted the number of people that went by in each car and recorded the values. So you can see in the book on page 154, it lists them out first and then puts them in the table. I've put them straight into the table, but you can look at the list if you want. So the first thing we're going to find is the mode. Okay, now the biggest misconception, or the biggest incorrect answer I'll get here now, they'll look at all these numbers and say, oh, 4 appears 4 times, it's 4. No. What it's asking you is the mode number of people. Okay, so which number of people occurred the most time? And again, if you look at the list, if you imagine them all listed out, 2 is the mode because it occurs 9 times. They're asking for the mode number of people, the modal or mode 2, because it appears 9 times. The one that appears the least is 6 people because that only appears 3 times. The median, and again, I'm not sure that you're going to be asked for median. It's not covered in the book. But the median, where does the middle one lie? So we have to find out how many vehicles there are altogether. 6 plus 9 is 15. 15 and 8 is 23. 23 and 7 is 30. So there's 30 vehicles altogether. A little trick for finding the median I told you before is just, if there's a lot, remember we'd count and we'd look for the middle one. If it's an even number, remember it's going to be between 2 numbers. Okay? So if ever you want to find which 2 numbers it's between, just do 30 plus 1 is 31, divide by 2, and you'll get 15.5. So it's in between the 15th and the 16th. So you want to find out where the 15th and the 16th person are. So 6 cars have occurred now. That's 6. When we count the next 9, that's 15. And now, in between 15 and 16 happens in here, because now it's up to 19. So it's in here. So the median is in here. So the median is 3. Okay, and if you were to imagine to list all those out, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, you get it, okay? The median. The mean. Now again, I'm not sure whether you're going to be asked that. It's not really very specific in the learning objectives of the course, but the mode you'll definitely be asked, and the mean you'll definitely be asked, and the mean is the one that's the most common that's going to come up. Okay, so instead of counting out 1 6 times, saying 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and then going on to the 2's, and that would take ages. We literally just multiply that 1 by 6. Then we multiply the 2 by, because that occurs 9 times. We add on the 3 multiplied by 4. We add on the 4 multiplied by 4. We add on, might run out of space here, the 5 multiplied by 4, because that occurs, and then we add on the 6 multiplied by 3. And all over the total amount of cars there are. So 6 plus 9 plus 4 plus 2. We've already done that 30, but I'll just write it down just to make sure you know where I'm getting that from. 4 plus 4 plus 4, all the 4's, plus 4 plus 3. It's going to equal 30. Now you can work these out individually or type everything carefully into the calculators, but I'll go through each step. So it's 6 plus 18 plus 12 plus 16 plus 20 plus 18. We know this is 30. And when you add those up in your calculator very carefully, you get 90 divided by 30, so it's 3. Okay. And just going back, I think I've made a little bit of a mistake and I don't want to start the video again. And this is a tricky one actually now that I just look at it. The 15th person occurs here, yes, because there's the 15th car. The 16th here. So the 15th half happens in between these. That's what I said, but I actually wrote down 3. It should be between 2 and 3, which is 2.5. Now, it's very rare that it will occur between those two numbers. It will usually occur in something like that. So it's actually 2.5 for the median there. I made a little bit of a mistake when I was writing that down. Okay? So go back and correct that. Hopefully with the next one I've made out, it'll be a bit clearer. And again, I'm not sure whether that comes up. Alright, next example. So there's the mode, the median, and the mean. This is the important one. Next one. We want to look at football matches. There was a load of football matches, and we recorded the goals in each football match. So, in 2 matches, there was no goals. In 4 matches, there was 1 goal. In 6 matches, there was 2 goals, etc. All the way up to 7. There was no goals more than 7 in this particular round of games. So we want to find the mode first of all. The mode. The mode is the most common. So which is the most common? Which number of goals is the most common? It's the 3, because it occurred 8 times. Next, we'll look at the median. Where does the middle number occur? So we have to find out how many matches there are. So 2 plus 4 plus 6. 2 and 4 is 6, and 6 is 12, 20, 24, 24 and 3, 27, 28. So there's a total of 28 matches. 28 matches. So to find where the middle number occurs, remember if an even it's going to be between 2. So 28 plus 28 plus 1 is 29. It was a little trick for finding the middle of it. In between the 14th and the 15th numbers. Okay, in between the 14th and the 15th numbers. So where does that occur? So we've had 2 matches now. Add on the 4, we've had 6. Add on the 6, we've had 12. Have we had the in between the 14th and the 15th numbers? No. Add on the 8, we have 20. They happen in here. The 14th and the 15th matches happen in here. So it's 3. The median is 3 as well. And then the mean, the most important. Okay, I'm going to just do it underneath so I don't run out of space. Remember, instead of listing them all off, 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, we just do 0 times 2 plus 1 times 4 plus 2 times 6 plus 3 times 8 plus 4 times 4, that was the same as the last time, plus 5 times 3 plus 6 times 0, again that could have been, that's 0 so you could have left it out, plus 7 times 1, all over, and again we have already added these up, but you could put 2 plus 4 plus 6, we know it's 28, we've already worked it out up there. And we carefully go through those, make sure we don't make any simple mistakes. So 2 times 0 is 0, plus 4, plus 12, plus 24, plus 16, plus 15, plus 6 times 0 is 0, plus 7, all over 28. And we just make sure that I always use a calculator just to double check. So 4 plus 12 plus 24 plus 16 plus 15 plus 0 plus 7 equals 78. So we have 78, sorry, I'll just scroll down here. 78 divided by 28. 2.8, roughly, is the mean. So the mode, the mean, and the median are very close in this case, and that's good. So on average, there was about 2.8 3 goals per match. Okay, if you use the mean, 2.8, if you use the median, 3, and if you use the mode, 3. Okay, so that's frequency diagrams and getting the mode, the median, and the mean. And I'm going to give you some questions based on that. And tomorrow we'll move on to grouped frequency. Okay, any questions, please ask. It's a bit harder than what we were doing recently.